Look, my friend, drop whatever is in your hand and focus with me for a second. What I'm about to tell you isn't just some medical fact, it's a real life horror script happening right now in total silence. Imagine heading to bed tonight. Your body is wrecked, your eyes are heavy, but your brain suddenly says, no, we're not doing that anymore. You think it's just too much caffeine, so you grab a glass of water and try again. Nothing. A day passes, then two, then a week, and you're still wide awake. The terrifying part isn't that you can't sleep. The terrifying part is that you will never sleep again until the day you die. This disease is called fatal familial insomnia. It's a name doctors are afraid to even whisper around the families carrying this gene. Here's the deal, it starts with a glitch in a tiny protein in your brain called a prion. This protein suddenly goes rogue and starts eating away at a small section in the center of your brain called the thalamus. Think of the thalamus as your body's switchboard. It's the one in charge of telling your brain, okay, shut down, we're going to sleep now. When this protein burns out the switchboard, the gate to sleep gets locked with heavy chains and the keys are thrown away. So why not just take a sleeping pill? This is the shocker that makes scientists tremble. Doctors have tried the strongest sedatives on the planet, stuff that could knock out an elephant. Do you know what happened? Absolutely nothing. The pill might paralyze the body, but the mind stays wide awake, screaming inside a cage of exhaustion. The patient is literally buried alive inside their own consciousness. What does this slow collapse look like? It follows a brutal, predictable timeline. The first 4 months, basic insomnia, but paired with unexplained panic attacks and a constant haunting sense of dread. The next 5 months, this is where the true horror begins, hallucinations. Since you can't sleep, your brain decides to dream while you're awake. You see people who aren't there, hear whispers in your ear, and your body starts acting out dreams while you're sitting in a chair. The third stage, your body begins to eat itself. You lose all your weight, lose the ability to walk or speak, and your nervous system completely misfires. The finale, total dementia, followed by death from pure, unadulterated exhaustion. Your brain literally burns out from being on for too long. Why does the West fear this so much? Because there is zero cure. It's a genetic time bomb. It stays asleep in your DNA until you hit your 30s or 40s and then it just wakes up. Imagine the horror these families live through, just waiting for the moment one of them mentions they had a rough night's sleep, knowing it's the beginning of the end. It proves that we aren't really in control. One tiny switch in your head malfunctions, and your life becomes a conscious, waking hell until the very end. So, my friend, as I wrap this up, if you're feeling your eyelids getting heavy right now, if you feel like you're about to drift off, thank God for that. You truly don't know the value of losing consciousness until you realize there are people dying simply because they are forced to stay awake.